Metsimaholo Municipality in the Free State has been governed by, we understand, two multi-party coalitions since the 2016 local government elections. Free State has 1.4 million registered voters and 85,000 of them are special voters. Let's talk to Palesa. Talk to us about the sentiment on the ground, Palesa. You no doubt have been testing the temperature of views. What are people saying as we enter, well, a couple of hours into special voting?
Well, what I can tell you is that here in Metsimaholo Municipality, people on the ground are obviously talking about the challenges that they're experiencing. We've spoken to young people who are talking about, issues around jobs, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, because they've got nothing else to do. There's issues of service delivery, your water and electricity issues. The issues here in Metsimaholo that you just spoke about when you said that it's a troubled municipality, politically this municipality has experienced a lot with, it being run by a coalition government, the ANC no longer being in power. Now they're obviously trying to reclaim this municipality. But let me just tell you where we are right now. We are in Ward 23 in Batlokwa Daycare Center here. It's one of 58, or rather 53 voting stations here in Metsimaholo, and it's been relatively a quiet day. We've had 5 walk-ins at this particular voting station. IEC officials obviously will be going out to do home visits where people are incapacitated and they cannot get to the voting stations. But right now we're going to talk to the regional electoral officer that is now Mr. Mushodi. So thank you very much, Mirabi Meshodi. Let's talk about, what is happening right now. You are overlooking Metsimaholo as well as Ngwate Municipality. And tell us about, from this morning, have all the voting stations opened and, is everything running smoothly?
Thank you, Palesa, and thank you for the opportunity, and we greet also the viewers there at home. I went to Paris earlier today, and I was in the MEO office just to have the first-hand information about what is going on from the distribution of materials, whether staff have reported to stations and so on, all with the hope of saying stations opened at 8 and there were no hiccups. Well, there were very few but not serious problems. Like one, the party agents there were not aware that one of the documents that is used for authorization to be there in the stations to observe is Appendix 12, sometimes so referred to MEC 9. So they thought there were different documents, although they serve the same purpose. That also nearly confused our staff there. But that was communicated through the area managers to all the presiding officers in the stations. I did not get thus far any report that was untoward, whether stations did not open or stuff like that. We were anticipating to have bad weather today, but thank God the weather is so fine it will allow us to operate freely and peacefully today. We may have picked up a few problems in certain municipalities within the district, where we pitched up tents because of strong winds that were blowing yesterday. Some tents got destroyed. The sails were shredded in a way. But we had undertaking from the service providers that they would be mended and be ready up and up for today to allow us to operate from 8 o'clock. Our staff reported to the stations at 7 o'clock in the morning to do the preparation so that 8 o'clock when a voter pitches at the door, they can be allowed to vote. Where we are at the moment, Batlokwa Daycare Center, we have a total number of 16 home visits, which will be conducted by a team consisting of 2 officers from the IEC, who will also be followed by authorized party agents, 2 per political party and 1 per independent. It's quite a smaller list to manage. Hopefully we'll complete it today so that all of those who are approved on that list for home visits can get the opportunity to cast the vote. On the one hand, we have 58 approved voting station visits here. As you said, since your arrival here, you could only see 5. Yeah, there is that pattern. Voters will come in the morning, some in the afternoon, and towards close. But the voting station will remain open until 5 o'clock. But we have no restriction as to when the team that conducts home visit can stop. But that time will depend on different factors like security of the voters as well as of the team of party agents following them. Therefore, it will differ from place to place. I'm referring to issues like dogs, crime in the area, and so forth. But we have not received any funny reports or strange reports today.
I know that when the IC was going through that voter registration weekend, there was an issue with the voter management devices that were at some point offline. Are you confident that everybody that was supposed to have ensured that they registered at that time will appear on the voters' roll and will be able to cast their votes?
Yes, there were such concerns by our presiding officers, the registration supervisors during that registration weekend, when the VMD started going offline, online, causing confusion there. The commission had hoped to go paperless, but then because of the online mode on the VMD, our staff started recording details of the voters who found the VMD offline to transfer their information to that VMD when it went online. But for some of our officers, it was easy to register people when the VMD was offline. Those who were registered, even when the VMD was offline, would find their way into the voters' roll. But now those who were transferred to the VMD a little later, who may have also been uploaded to the voters' roll later, will appear on what we call a supplementary voters' roll, or referred to as the pre-approved list of MEC 7 cases. The voters have applied before proclamation, only their details were not uploaded on time. So I am confident that per VD, wherever such voters were found or appeared, they will certainly be either in the voters' roll or on that list of pre-approved MEC 7 cases.
And then voters, when they get to the voting station, or even those where home visits will be done, under normal circumstances, people are supposed to get 3 ballots, but you also explained a bit further that in some instances that won't be the case. Just explain to us what should be expected.
Okay, in a local government election, when voters are correctly registered in their ward, in their VD, in their municipality, in their district, they obviously qualify for 3 ballots, 1 for the ward councillor, another 1 for the local councillor, and the last one for the district council. However, there are instances where voters did not update their registration details, where their names appear in incorrect voters' roll where they no longer reside. It is illegal to vote for a councillor across ward boundaries. Doesn't make sense. Voting for councillors is a decision that is closely related to service delivery. So such voters will be denied the ward ballot. Now, if you are not voting from this district, it means you are from outside Fezile Dabi. So you will not get the district ballot, you will not get the ward ballot, you will not get the local council ballot because you are voting from outside.
And then I see, all the voting stations, there's police deployed there just to monitor the situation. Have there been any incidents, in your specific district, Fezile Dabi, at all?
Well, it's a regular practice for the commission to have police permanently deployed at our voting stations for that important reason of ensuring security of both voters and staff. We have not thus far received any case that warranted police to intervene. We are having a continuous process of MPLC meetings, municipal party liaison committee meetings, where the representatives of parties contesting in these elections meet regularly to resolve any cases that may be elevated from our voting stations. I'm in direct contact with the LEPOS, our local electoral project officers in those 4 offices in Fezile Dabi, and we have not received any report that said there was insecurity or danger elsewhere.
Thank you very much. That is Mirabe Moshodi, who is the regional electoral officer here or rather regional outreach officer in Fezile Dabi district. And, like he said, for now, things seem to be under control. Voting is happening the way it's supposed to. IEC officials are also going out to do home visits. We will be joining them in those home visits. We will also be heading to a voting station here in the Zamdela area, in Sasolburg rather, where the MEC for Police, Roads and Transport, William Bulwan, is going to be casting his special vote today and monitoring any further developments, just the situation on the ground and hearing what the people of Sasolburg, Metsimaholo and surrounding municipalities are saying here in the Northern Free State. With that, it's back to you.
All right, Palesa Moeti live for us in Sasolburg. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting. So from the Free State to the Eastern